Good day, everybody. This is Doug, the Modeling Hermit, and I am back up to you with another episode in Victoria's Farmhouse from Real Good Toys in 1/12 scale. I have made some progress on this one. Before I mentioned that I had the bay window in, I did go ahead and paint this under section here in the same turquoise as this, just to kind of just kind of help it out a little bit. This can be shadowed anyway, so I kind of get it in a shadowy color. The doorbell. Oh, the doorbell. That was a little bit of a, what do they call it? A charm thing that my daughter had. And she given that to me. And I go, that just kind of looks cool. And it didn't really have a place on here, but I go, let's just make a doorbell out of it. So that is one big doorbell, but that is a doorbell. The door itself is now painted and it's in. When we get around to the other side, we're going to talk about how I played a joke upon myself on that one. Let's tilt this down just a little bit. We have the foundation. I now have foundation material for it. That is in the line of a brick sheet. And that will just simply be cut and pasted onto that, glued onto it. And that's what my foundation is going to be. It's going to be a brick foundation. I'm not going to do that until I've got a lot of the other work done. Just simply for the fact that it's easy to get paint or stains onto it. And let's just hold off and make sure that we don't do that to start with. It's easier to not have a problem to start with than to have to fix one in the end. Let's see, the corner we already talked about in another episode of that. Let's see if I can move that. And that's going to have stairs on the corner now. So there'll be stairs in this area instead of back over there. That's because I added another door to this side. I had that completed. Let's go back to talk about the other door just a second. Okay, now, first of all, we had to cut a hole in the wall to put this door. That played a part in this other door in that it is shorter than, let me get this up a little bit now. Okay, this door is shorter than what was cut for to start with, what comes with the kit. So I spliced in this piece out of the cutting from that other door to make this door fit right in here. So don't throw away when you cut out the stuff. Don't throw it away. You never know when you're going to need it. So let's see. When we go around here, we've already talked about the foundation. Okay, we have got this room. This is the living room. And I'm wanting to point out that I did this before I built the whole house. The reason I did that is because I didn't want to have to fight to get into some of these areas to put in woodwork, like back in that far corner back in there. That would be a nightmare. Just all this work that has to be done in here, it's so much easier to do it before the room is built, before the house is built, when you can get into everything. I know putting in crown molding, I've done that in houses that have been built already. And that is a real pain in the neck, having to reach up and fight that. It's bad enough to do the baseboard, but the crown molding can really be a pain in the neck to try and have to work with. So I wanted to do all that work to start with. The door that I mentioned earlier. If you notice, the door is not white like the rest of the woodwork. The door is the same color as the outside. For some reason, when I was painting the outside, I did both sides. I installed the door, got it glued in. I actually had the woodwork around it, was putting in the top piece when I go, wait a minute, this door is green. But it's too late to do anything about it now. So that was joke number 1 on me. Joke number 2, if I can turn this thing just a little bit here. When I built this under stair enclosure, I built a coat rack back in behind there. I'm not even going to try to show you that coat rack because, number one, it's a fight to even just see it with it open when I get the ceiling on here and stuff, you're never going to see that. So that was a lot of work for nothing. So that was joke number 2 on me. And just that little area, there's 2 big jokes on me. But I mean, it all worked out. I've got this little opening here, but I would have, if I'd enclosed that, I could have put like drawers or shelves or something like that in there. But right now, we just got this little nook in there for like a TV or climb in with a book or something like that. While we're right here, we have the railing that is going to go on the stairway there. And I'm not completely sure yet what I want to do. I'm thinking about blending that in, with painting it white, blending it in with the enclosure. But at the same token, I'm thinking about also staining it just as an accent up there. So I will deal with that after I get all this put together. I'm not going to be able to do anything with it until, actually I'm going to be pulling it off of there until after I get the other floor on. It's going to be in the way of trying to get the other floor on, plus it can be broken and such. So that's not going to go on until I had the other floor in place. In the meantime, I'm going to think about what I'm going to do with that. So yeah, leave me some feedback in the comments below. Would you stain it? Would you paint it the same color? What are some of your ideas on that? It's a beautiful railing. I'd really like to maybe focus on that. But anyway, so like I said, that's going to wait to get put in and glued on until after I have the other floor in, and then I can maneuver it in and see where all my openings are at, and anything that I have to do. That's one thing to wait until the next floor. But as you can see, all this work, can you imagine trying to put in that woodwork when the ceiling is on and you can not get into it? I mean, some of that is just, wow. We have the saloon type doors now. Those are in, painted, and framework on both sides of those. I'm thinking about cutting out, let me see if I can get this down just a little bit more. I'm going to probably cut out this little section here and bring my floors together on that. It's a good trip hazard right there. Okay, we have the wallpaper in. And as you can see, bringing this up again, this division here, there's going to be a board go up there and then a beam across, coming across this whole works here. I thought about going ahead and making walls in this, but I wanted the openness so that I could see, and I should back up and say that I am, at this point, my thoughts are I'm trying to build this is like right after World War II, 1948 to 1952, something like that, So open concept was not a big thing, People, there were some renovations going on at that time. But for the most part, people didn't really rip up walls, go up for the openness. But I am going to buck that. I'm going to go ahead and go for open here just because I want to be able to see when I'm looking here. I want to be able to see all the way in there without things in the way. So this is going to be my kitchen. First room is my kitchen. Second room is my dining room. And then the bay window there, that's a little breakfast nook. That's what's happening there. So I'm building this kind of as I go along. Let's face it, some of this, I don't even have any plans for the upstairs yet. When I get to that next floor, I'll make those plans as I go along. That's what's happening here with this, is that my plans are, I kind of had the kitchen and dining room thought out, but I had no plans on how I was going to lay those out. That's what makes it fun. It's when you can do that and you just, you're working in there and you go, oh, this would be so cool. And you can do that instead of sitting there going, I got to do this, but, I can't do the other, You're back and forth, just like that. So I just want to have fun with it. So we're going to see what happens with this. Let's see, what else? That's about as far as we got. My posts, when I put those in, I will have, let's see, back this up a little bit. Maybe bring it down. My posts that are going to go in for the porch, I'm going to put one in the corner over there, and then one in this corner by the corner. If I can get that around. One there, and then one the far back. And then my railing is going to come across here like that, and then it's going to come to a short post here. So it'd be a short post here and another short post there with railings going off. And then, like I said, the stairs down here. And I think that's going to look kind of interesting. And then I'll follow the lines along the top there where that's all short posts up there then. So that's about all I have for you at this point. We've made a lot of progress, got a lot of things that we have to do yet. Give you a little swing around here one more time. Let's just see what we've done here. And that's pretty much green door. I love the green door. I actually probably will get it. There was a song, out of the 1950s, about the time for this house, called The Green Door. And so maybe I'll play off of that. My mother loved that song. I still remember hearing it. So we'll play off that a little bit. So be sure and leave me some comments of that stairwell railing there. What are some of you? What would you do? I guess on that. So this is the Modeling Hermit swinging you around one last time and saying, I am off the air and I am gone.